welcome to our spoiler discussion of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Finally!
Yes, finally, it's been out for a while, but we wanted to do a spoiler discussion, so here we are to get into it and really dissect this film that's been very diverse.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like diverse. Well, it was kind of diverse.
And it did divert a little
It did
the
too.
original.
But yeah, it's been kind of like fought between like the critics, the fans, and then the casual people. I guess the casual people like whatever. But yeah.
I mean, the fans even started like a whole petition, right? They wanted to take it
know,
out of canon, like.
People,
wow.
calm down. Like, just breathe.
Breathe.
And go outside. You know, you got rent to pay, a life. Just go out. Just go out.
There are so many more important issues, but we totally get it. You love the films, but
like,
to start a petition.
Come on, yeah.
Maybe. If you got the time.
No, maybe. It's a big no. Like, anyways, so yes, what we're mostly going to be talking about is basically the story and the themes and the imagery that really picks up, because we caught things that I was like, when I was watching, I was like, I wonder if other people caught it. And then I went online just to like see what's going on, and most people caught it. I was like, oh wow. And I learned new things through what they learned as well. And I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, our first topic, Chrissy.
Visual effects.
And sound.
And sound. I thought the sound was very good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
especially when it dropped.
Especially when it dropped, when Admiral Holdo went through the First Order ship with hyperspeed. Oh, it was perfect. That no sound made the whole experience a lot more shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think people were gasping in the theater.
Everybody.
Yeah,
they were like
we were all like. But anyways, it was great. So I thought that was good. The visual effects in the battle scenes with the lightsaber, the fighting between Kylo Ren and Rey, they were good. They were really good.
Yeah, and the sound too, like the old familiar sounds of the lightsaber, like turning on, and the TIE fighters, all that. You know, it's all familiar, and it all sounds amazing as well. Right,
but I could have done a little. I mean, I felt like the CGI could have been a lot better with the Canto Bite scene with the animals.
Yeah, I forgot what they were
things they were using as
like horses
and stuff.
They were beating
them and holding them as slaves. That scene when they were Finn and Rose was riding off with them into the sunset. No, not really, but it could have been better CGI. And then, like, for me, one of the most powerful scenes for me was watching Rey move the rocks, and I was like, that is so dope, but the CGI sucks.
Awful. It was not good. I was like, wow,
what's going on?
This looks fake.
I know, because
I know it's fake, but still, it's like
you could almost see that someone different worked on that scene. Like, and that makes sense, you know, because there's so many people who work on this movie, but it's like it just completely just takes you out of the picture when it's like it like breaks everything for you. Like, you're like, okay, what just happened here? Because you're so used to seeing it in a certain way, and then all of a sudden, it's like your eye is like completely distorted by what you're seeing. No, that's true. I mean, I know everything's fake, so it's not like, oh my god, can she really move rocks? What the hell? But but it's like, it's like most of the movie the CGI was good, so it's like weird when there's like these parts where it's like, ooh, what was that? Exactly.
Especially in that Canto Bite scene, I was like, wow, that does look not good. It looked like it just looked kind of like prequel-ish, I guess, in a sense. The prequels. I don't know.
Prequels. Don't talk about the prequels right now. Let's not get into that.
But, yeah. Anyways, what else? Yeah, the battleships look good.
Yeah.
The battleship fight scenes were good. The beginning one was really good. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. Basically, cinematography. The cinematography was beautiful. I loved how everything just like the colored and details pop. The red, like what was the last where they had the last fight? Crate? I think it's called Crate. I could be wrong. Just the red popping out from the salt, because that's Bolivia, I think. I forgot what the place was called, but I think it is Bolivar. I am so bad with that. And there's, like, it looks like blood. And that was so cool because they kind of used it when Kylo Ren was fighting his uncle Luke, of course, and he like slashes, and it looks, and he puts his foot, he hits his foot, and it looks like he cut him because it looks like blood. It's just cool how they use that in a sense. Yeah, but anyways, it's more imagery, I guess. But that's more imagery, and I kind of went to the imagery part.
It works with cinematography because the shots were so, like, I don't know, for me, I felt like I was watching a fight scene, but a dance, too. The way they shot each movement and the footwork and all that they did during that scene on that planet. Yeah, especially the fight scene with Kylo Ren and Rey teaming up. Yeah, that was like awesome as hell. That was like the best moment. The cinematography in that scene was really good.
Yeah, and like when he proposes to her and there's like the fire like looks like it's raining, that was beautiful. Like that whole sequence was just detailed and rich with the red and the orange and the, you know, the fire. It was just like whew, like it like put you in there, and you were just like, oh shit, am I gonna get killed? Why am I here?
Like it definitely did put you in there because I felt like it was happening around us. You know? Like this whole sense of like we're in it, us being the fourth wall or something, like, but we're in the actual scene. I couldn't explain it myself, but
no, everything
I
was
felt the same way.
Everything was it was kind of dark but still colorful in the sense, like even to the clothes and everything. And yeah, that red is just so beautiful. I love how they use just red so much.
I know. I mean, that's why we have like our little red tablecloth right here. Like our mother.
Red flower.
Yes, yeah. Shirley is representing the dark side, and I am representing the light.
Yeah, that's weird, right? That's so weird.
Our little watches.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that was basically it, right? With the cinematography, I guess so. Going into the plot and the story. Basically, the plot is that the First Order has basically found out where the Resistance is at, and they're like, okay, we're getting them, and now they could catch them through hyperspeed, I guess it's called. And so it's like, oh wow. And so you have this B plot of like Poe, Finn, and Rose trying to find this code breaker through Maz, and being like, oh, if they, you know, let's do this so we could stop them from finding us through hyperspeed so we could survive, because they're in the last legs, basically, the Resistance. I want to call them the Republic. No, not the Republic. The Rebellion, because it's like all these names. You know what they are. They're the Rebellion, and then there's like the Empire, really. And they give her changes his name. It's the same kind of thing. So yeah, so basically the First Order hits them. But the A plot is basically what's going on with Kylo, Luke, and Rey, and like trying to figure out what did Luke do to Kylo that made him turn into, I mean, what did Luke do to Ben to make him turn into Kylo, and Rey being that, I guess, that person that's like trying to figure out what's going on, but also trying to figure out what she has a part in this story and what can she do. But also it's that weird bond connection, that forced bond connection that Kylo and Rey are starting, like they are having, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? So yeah, that's like the A plot of what's going on, I guess.
Right. I mean, all in all, I see the plot being definitely a lot different.
Yeah,
departure from what the originals are. For me, it wasn't as strong. The dialogue wasn't as strong as other like films, especially the originals. And like, but I really appreciate Rian Johnson and the writers trying to take like a different approach to what the story can look like, especially with the bond force that you know.
I like that. That's something new.
That's definitely
actually new. The like they could actually see each other and be like, whoa, because the bond connection was with Luke and Leia, that they could just go like, oh, you know, call each other's names, or like, you know, it's not like really intensely where they could just see each other and like really talk to each other. Like it wasn't like that before. Sorry.
No, I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, and but let's just say this is not like any other Star Wars film. Rian Johnson, like, it's like he kind of was like, oh well, screw this, like screw all these theories that people had, like who is Snoke, who is Rey's parents, blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is, when I saw The Force Awakens, I literally did not give two poops about who Rey's parents are. I don't know why people were so hung up on who her parents were. I thought it's weird. It's like it was basically it was her story trying to figure out who her parents were. Not us trying to figure out who her parents were. Like, it was important to her because her story is the fact that she's trying to look for belonging. She is lonely. So it was her, I think with The Last Jedi brand with her story is the fact that it's all up to her. You know, it's all up to what she's going through. Her belonging is like in the future. Even Ma says it in The Force Awakens. It's in the future. It's not in the past. And she's so hung up on her parents. That's her story. It wasn't us to be like, well, is she a Skywalker? Is she a Solo? No, that wasn't what we were supposed to be doing. It's her story. It's her trying to figure out, moving past who her parents, what they did to her, not who she was related to. I think people were just going into that a little too much.
I totally see that, but I was one of those fans that was like, oh my god, is she Luke's daughter? Like, I was freaking excited about that, only because there's like this connection and this bond, and you want to see that legacy continue. Like I did. I love legacy, and this legacy between like Luke, Darth Vader, but you knowing that she came from nowhere, from nothing, from nobody, also made me feel like this movie was going in a different direction. And I like the fact that a Jedi can come from nowhere, and it doesn't have to be, you know, Luke's kid or anything like that.
Yeah, like anybody could be force sensitive.
So like this idea of anyone can be a hero, I was like for it because I'm for that.
Yeah, and also you have the legacy with Ben.
Ben has the legacy.
Ben is the Skywalker, Solo, Organa. Why they never bring up Organa? They always like forget Jimmy Smith, the Puerto Rican dude. Like, why? Puerto Ricans, hey. Like, I love Senator Organa. They keep on forgetting that that's Leia's father. Except they did mention her name, Leia Organa. I was like, yeah, but they always forget kind of them a little bit. But yeah, there's the legacy character. And, you know, it's like, I get the feeling that he's probably is going to get redeemed. Because this is what the movies are about. Like, these movies are about love, acceptance, learning from your mistakes. Like, just like, oh my god, like, we make some horrible mistakes, and we do. Like, life is not black and white, you know? It's very gray. And we are not perfect, that's for sure. You know? I mean, I wish I was perfect. Maybe a little bit perfect. I'm perfect.
Well, yeah, we can definitely, we can definitely say that's not true. Everyone's perfect in their own little way.
Yeah. And then Luke's story.
Luke's story.
I mean, you want to mention it, or do you want me to mention it? I mean, basically, it's like, hey, you know, he messed up. He, like, did a really big messed up thing to Ben, and that was messed up. But he's human. That shit happens.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Like, the fans were a little upset about how they're portraying Luke. But this is like how many years into the future?
I know. He's an older guy.
He's an older guy, like who doesn't have like failures.
I know. Who doesn't? Like, it's so weird. Yeah. People make mistakes. He's not a god. It's like, you God probably makes mistakes.
And I think that's what they were trying to show, that someone as powerful as Luke.
Yeah, I mean,
can have, like, failures.
Anakin was powerful, and he was, like, really went to the dark side.
He really went to the dark side. We all know about that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, it's just so weird. And then it's, like, you know, Kylo's story is basically trying to, like, he's, like, fighting. He's been manipulated by Snoke since, I think, before he was even born in the womb, from what I heard in canon. I don't know if that could be done, but wow, so he's, like, trying to, that dude, he wasn't gonna win.
Exactly.
Like, man, like right there, I'm like, damn, that's messed up. But you see, like, so it's like trying to like it's almost like Hamlet, I guess, in a sense, right? It's almost like Shakespearean in a sense. Yeah, it's like fighting like the darkness, but it's still there. It's like we have these internal battles,
internal struggles. Yeah.
Yeah, struggles. Thank you. That, you know, we're always fighting each and every day.
And I appreciate Kylo Ren's character for that, because you see it. You see his internal struggle. He has an opportunity to kill Leia and he doesn't take it. So I thought that was very interesting.
No, that's true. And also it goes to Rey too, and they're telling her to fight the darkness. Maybe she doesn't have to fight the darkness. Maybe she just has to accept it, that it's part of her. You know, we're both light and dark. Maybe there just needs to be a balance in the Force. I don't know. Maybe the Force is just tired of everything. It says blow up everything. I don't know what's going on. Let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out. Well, I mean, that's like pretty much like the theme. Like one of the themes was like
it's balance, I think.
Balance. Like that's what you see. This interchange between Kylo Ren and Rey was the Force trying to come together.
Maybe that's what's gonna happen. It just needs to come together between Kylo and Rey. Like I think there has to be a compromise, be it romantic or I don't know. Yeah, but something needs to happen. I think that's what the Force is calling for. Like there needs to be a balance.
And I feel like, and I think other people saw this, that the Force between them was coming out in some sort of like sexual awakening type of way. At least that's what I felt in the scene. Sorry, I was like,
the thing fell in the back. It was like, whoa, what?
It felt that.
What?
Felt that. The energy back there and over here. Anyways, so I think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, I think there needs to be some sexual healing between Kylo Ren and Rey. And you can see it, even when the scene when he's with his shirt off, like, and she's like, take a minute and like, oh, please put your shirt on. Honey, if you wasn't attracted to that, you wouldn't be like, put your shirt on. You'd just be like talking to him like you did not care. But they definitely were thirsty. I mean, like.
But let me just say this. Whatever of it is romantic or not, I really think there has to be a compromise. Something is going on. The Force wants them together, like connected or something in the sense that where they could find balance or something, because think about this, and I noticed it watching the second time, basically when their hands touched in that scene in the hut, when they were trying to finally saying to each other that they're not alone, that to each other, when their hands touched, the Force theme was playing. Why was the Force theme playing?
Exactly.
The Force theme, which is the main theme of Star Wars, like the theme, the music, John Williams' theme. Like, why was it playing? So that, like, I think it's like the Force is connecting them. Something is going on that the Force wants between them. That is just like, it's like, yo, dudes, you gotta compromise. Something has to happen between ya. Or, I don't know, maybe everything will blow up. Maybe the Force is just tired.
I mean, the first time I saw that scene when they were...
I think that's what the Force is calling for. Like, there needs to be a balance.
Show me my place
in all this. Yeah, and I think other people saw this, that the Force between them was coming out in some sort of, like, sexual awakening type of way. At least that's what I felt in the scene. Sorry. I was like...
the thing fell in the back. It was like, whoa, what?
It felt that.
What?
Felt that. The energy back there and over here. Anyways, so, I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, I think there needs to be some sexual healing between Kylo Ren and Rey. And you can see it, even when the scene when he's with his shirt off, like, and she's like, take a minute and like, oh, please put your shirt on. Honey, if you wasn't attracted to that, you wouldn't be like, put your shirt on. You'd just be like talking to him like you did not care. But they definitely were thirsty. I mean, like.
But let me just say this. Whatever of it is romantic or not, I really think there has to be a compromise. Something is going on. The Force wants them together, like connected or something in the sense that where they could find balance. Or something, because think about this, and I noticed it watching the second time. Basically, when their hands touched in that scene in the hut, when they were trying to finally saying to each other that they're not alone, that to each other, when their hands touched, the Force theme was playing. Why was the Force theme playing?
Exactly.
The Force theme, which is the main theme of Star Wars, like the theme, the music, John Williams' theme. Like, why was it playing? So that, like, I think it's like the Force is connecting them. Something is going on that the Force wants between them. That is just like, it's like, yo, dudes, you gotta compromise. Something has to happen between ya. Or, I don't know, maybe everything would blow up. Maybe the Force is just tired.
I mean, the first time I saw that scene when they were touching hands, it made me think of Avatar when they were having, you know,
oh my god,
with the tails.
Oh my god, not that movie! Not that movie.
Is this the way that the Force has, you know what? But anyways, I can't
no,
say
I didn't
more,
say, I didn't think that.
But anyways, that was the first thing that went through my mind. But there was definitely a lot of changes going on with Rey. You could see more than with Kylo Ren. I mean, as far as development and who she was.
Yeah, she was developing. I like that. I like that she has these, like, issues, but she also is still like, hey, let me learn, let me get through this. I'm learning. She's a young lady,
and you could tell that she's so much more mature than Kylo Ren. But especially when she went,
way more
when she went into the dark hole.
Yeah.
And she came out a lady, because if you notice, her hair was down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know.
She went in a little girl with her little ponytails, and then she came out with her hair down.
Yeah, well, since she had when she was 5. Yeah, that must have been something, because I noticed a lot of, like, female imagery, like, I don't know, like, because in Force Awakens they talk about how it was Rey's awakening to the Force, but I feel like it was also Kylo Ren's awakening to the Force, because you notice that scene when they're, like, hitting lightsabers together. Like, it's almost like he kind of senses too. So I feel like it's like an awakening, especially for her, like this, like, growing up, I guess sexual, because it is part of life. You know, becoming your own person and growing up out of, like, the adolescence into adulthood.
Right.
So
I saw that too.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading into too much things. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
It totally makes sense. Like, for me...
Because they look like children's in the first movie, The Force Awakens.
And he looks a little bit more mature. He's not acting up as much as he used to, even though he is.
But like, everybody looks mature in this movie compared to how they look like little kids in The Force Awakens. Like her with the helmet and eating like a kid, like with her fingers. Like, she's all like, oh, it's my parents. Like, oh, BB-8, yeah, I'm waiting for my parents. Like, you could tell this change is going on. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah. The themes. You want to talk about the themes? Because we kind of did a little bit. Let's just go into it more with the other characters. Yeah, everyone failed.
Everyone. Pretty much everybody.
Everyone just went, that was it.
I mean, for me...
We all failed at life.
Like, Kylo Ren and Rey, I felt like they both failed, even at the end.
Oh, no, they failed.
Because...
Failed big time.
They had this idea of what they needed to do. Like, Kylo Ren wanted to bring Rey into his side. Rey wanted to bring Kylo Ren into her side. But really, that wasn't going to balance the Force.
No.
So I felt like, you know, and you see that. There's, like, symbolism when the lightsaber breaks apart.
Yeah, it didn't go to her.
It didn't go to her. It didn't go to him. Yeah, the first time it went to her.
It broke.
And even in the fight scene, like, when they're fighting, oh my gosh, that was great cinematography. And he kills Snoke, right? And then he gets the lightsaber back, and she grabs it, and then they're fighting, and she throws it to him. Like, this lightsaber is being imbalanced. They're
very, like,
they're imbalanced. They're insane in that freaking
like everything scene. Is like they know their movements and what to do with each other. Like, they've been fighting together for years when it's not like that. It's like the Force was kind of almost like balanced right there in a sense in that scene.
Definitely. So that's what I got from that scene. And then when they were like ready to like say, no, if you're not coming to my side, we're gonna fight this out. That's when the lightsaber was like,
peace, I'm out.
Peace. So it broke.
I'm out.
And then it ends with that, and I was like, okay.
That felt like an ending more than the ending. Like, right, and the fight scene with, whoa, I was like, wow, this movie's kind of long.
Right. And it's watching that and seeing, like, Leia and Rey hold the lightsaber, I was, like, thinking that, damn, yo, so what does this mean for the Force? Like, what this could potentially look like in the future? This idea where the dark and the light side come together, what does that look like? Does that look like no more war? But then what does that mean for the films? Like, or
maybe has to be a middle. Maybe, I don't know, the Great Jedis or something, or like maybe there is going to be balance. I mean, there's still going to be fights probably. Right. Like, that's just life. But maybe something out of that balance is going to come. That's something new. I don't know. We just got to find out. I don't know. I don't know what they're
planned. I mean, this is exciting for me. I'm like totally excited.
I think that's
for the next
interesting.
Episode because it's like, what does this potentially look like with the Great Jedi? Or
if they even bring that up, I don't know.
They might.
They might. I don't know. Maybe they both become gray Jedis. Who knows? Maybe that's what the Force wants. Maybe he just doesn't want bad and good. I don't know. The Force is tired.
The Force is tired. The Force is like, y'all need to get married. Y'all need to bring it together. Have like little babies and.
Okay, yeah. Let's say Luke and Rey. We already went into them. Yeah. You know, Rey wants to get trained. Luke's like, get the hell out of here.
Luke's like, get the hell out of here. And my thing is like, is she even being trained by him? Like, watching Yoda and Luke train, that was cool. But I was like, is he really training her?
No.
And she just got the Force in her. She was like, I don't need this.
I don't need this. Peace.
Peace, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. You know what? I'm going to go get Ben. Leave me alone.
That is my answer. But
she thought turning him would, like, help the Resistance, I guess, in a sense. Also, she wanted to turn him, too. But whatever. Yes. I'm not going to get into that.
I would want to turn Kylo Ren, too. He's cute.
Okay. So... see with the really too much. Anyways, there's Holdo and Poe's like storyline, the B plot. We didn't really mention that. Let's talk about that. Yes. Yeah, Poe is like something happens to General Leia, which that scene was kind of weird. I like that she uses the Force when she she gets blown up by the 2 TIE fighters. The general.
Yeah.
But she comes back, and some people were like, "Oh, she looks like Mary Poppins." I'm like, I like the scene in theory. The execution was kind of weird. Like, it was weird how she was floating back. It did kind of look too like Marvel. You know, like the Marvel films. Like a little too weird. I don't know. It looked
Maybe it was her clothes that made her look like Mary Poppins.
The CGI probably.
The CGI. Too. But forget about that because she came back to life. Who cares about that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What about Akbar?
Yeah, he died. It's a trap. I can't do it. Damn.
It's a trap. Anyways.
Yeah, he died. They just mentioned his name. And
he was the bomb. Why? Because he was always down for a fight. Look at that. Yeah, he was even in the ship with her like, let's do this.
After like 30 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. God. Damn. There was no moment of silence for him. No. I was like, yo,
they just named him and that was it. I was
like, exactly. Like, yo, he was a very important character.
Yeah, it's so weird. So weird. Yeah, so basically going back to Holdo and Poe. Holdo comes in as the new, I don't know, I was about to say commander-in-chief, whatever. Anyways, the person who's in charge of the Resistance. And Poe was like, hell no. He's not having it. He's like, wait a second, who are you? He's kind of like, you know, man-splaining, I guess, in a sense of like what the Resistance is and trying to be like, hey, who's this lady? But at the same time, which was kind of annoying to be honest, but I guess that's Poe's development. He had to grow into a leader, and that's where I'm getting that from. So, but it was still kind of annoying. But I did like that they try to grow his character because it's about character development. Hello.
True. He was a bit reckless for the type of position he had.
Because people in the beginning did die because of him.
Exactly. Is he commander or what was he?
But
and then
I think he was a commander. Yeah.
Then they made him a captain again because
they demoted General Leia demoted him. But Holdo, here's the thing. Why didn't she tell him anything about what was going on, or tell anybody what was going on? I get it. She doesn't have to because she's the person in charge. Like, why do I have to tell people? But I get it. But at the same time, it was desperate, right? It was a desperate hour. They were dying out.
Exactly. So what she thought that Poe wasn't going to do anything. But I get the point that he needed this plot because without this, where was the movie going? Exactly.
And the A plot. But you mean the plot for these characters? Like, where were they going?
Because if Poe did not go against what Admiral Holdo was doing, or Holdo, or whatever her name was, Holdo, then Rose and Finn's B plot story would have never even happened.
That's true.
But then what happened?
That is true.
So, I felt like it was necessary. It was part of his development. People need to just relax.
Yeah, I noticed that it was also about how women were like telling these men, hey, don't do this, or like, let's do it. And these men wouldn't listen.
Exactly. And you get that with Rose and Finn. And she's like, yeah. She had to put him in place a couple of times, huh?
Yeah, she did, actually. Yeah. But also it was Finn growing too as a character in the sense like, oh yeah, this is my calling to fight and to, you know, to be a hero and all that stuff. yeah, Finn and Rose was like with that plot because they had to get through Poe, who was going against Holdo, the Master Breaker. I forgot what his name was called, to break the thing about how they could, the First Order could find them through the hyperlink, something. Space?
Hyperspace. Something,
I don't know.
Tracking their hyperspace.
Anyway,
don't remember
yes, so they had to go to Canto Bight. That Finn and Rose scene, I thought it was important.
It definitely
I know a lot of people are against it. Like, I could see why. I thought it was important because bringing up the fact that, oh, you know, yes, these people who are rich are making money off of war, but they're making off of money of war in the sense they're making off money off of these both sides. They're making off money of the First Order, but they're also making money off of the Resistance. So it's not so black and white. You get me? That's how life is. So it's like, you know, who's really the good or bad, all that stuff anyways.
And
but
it makes you question that too. And
yeah.
I think that, I don't know, I thought that the B plot was good. So it could have been delivered a lot better, and the lines.
No, it could have been shorter.
It could have been shorter.
It could have been shorter. I get what they're trying to say. The writing was like where the editing, like it was dragging with that subplot, and I could see why people were like, the plot was important, and I liked the story of Finn and Rose, especially Rose's character, and it was important, and I wanted to see it actually, but it did drag a little too long. I can see they have probably shortened it, or the writing could have been better. Like how I like it in theory. Again, I don't like the execution that much. I think I liked it, but it should have been shorter. I guess I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Back to Canto Bight, DJ character played by Benicio del Toro. I thought it was really good, but that's his name, Del Toro. Yeah. Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. It's just making me laugh.
Anyways, his character is definitely different. I really enjoyed it. It made that scene a lot more entertaining. I felt it was fun to watch him, even though he was weird. You said his stutter was like okay. Didn't seem like a real stutter.
Kind of weird.
It looked weird, fake, I guess.
But he was really good.
Yeah. But yeah, he was fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that whole scene, he kind of made it fun watching, and I liked it with Finn and Rose, and I like how it concluded in a sense. Like Rose said, you know, you win things, but you know, saving things that you love, not you know, killing them with hate or whatever. I don't remember the quote. I totally forgot it now.
That's fine. You had it before.
I had it before, and I totally forgot it. But yeah. But basically, you have to save the things that you love with, you know, I guess love. You know, that's what this whole trilogy is about.
Love.
Yeah. And, you know, and redemption and all that stuff. And, yeah, I really liked her character. Yeah, that ending was a little weird with her and him, like, kissing. And then she kind of poof out. It was kind of weird. It kind of made me think of
that type of kiss, though. I get it. Made her pass out.
It made me think of the Dark Knight Rises where Maria Cotillard died. She's like, it was so freaking weird. I was like, no, not as bad as that. That was
no, this
bad.
was so natural.
But it was.
I really enjoyed watching Finn and Rose, even though they're
no, they're cute.
The scene I like on Canto Bight was okay, and it was
Marie.
good,
they both were good.
But I felt like
Kelly Marie Tran and John Boyega were really good.
Their acting was really good. I thought they had a really great chemistry. I thought their chemistry was way better than Ray and Finn, personally. I think.
Oh, I like Ray and Finn.
Ray and Finn were cute, but I thought
they're really good friends. I like their
friends.
Finn, yeah, I like them. They're cute.
Definitely got more.
Yeah.
I don't know, something going on there.
But the chemistry between Adam and Daisy, really? Adam Driver and Daisy was amazing. I was like, wow, this is how the prequel should have been like between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. And I was just like, wow, that was a crazy chemistry. Yeah, Adam Driver was really good. I think he was. I know. Adam Driver was really good as Kylo Ren. I was like, wow. Like before, I didn't really care for like Kylo Ren's character, but now I'm just like, wow. I kind of care. Like, where's this going? Like he's like probably the one that really picked up this movie. And yeah, Daisy Ridley's good. Mark Hamill was really good as well. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say that the acting in this film is a lot. I don't know. I felt like it was a lot more stronger than it was in the Force Awakenings, especially like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
His acting.
Yeah, because the original trilogy, I thought he was okay.
Right.
But yeah, this movie he was like wow, and then Oscar Isaac was good as well. You know.
I know, and he's so cute with his little curls.
Yeah, he looked good.
He's looking good. He's looking good. Keep that going. Keep that going. Yeah, man, yo, I saw pathetic.
Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, that's the film. It's like long.
It's long.
And a lot of discussion. I give it that. I'm actually interested to see where episode 9 goes. I mean, to be honest, there was a point when, like I said, when Kylo Ren offered his hand to Rey, like, hey, let's go together. I was like, you know what, maybe, yeah, go together. Let's change this up. Let's see where it goes. Because, to be honest, yeah, that's the little sad thing about episode 9, in a sense. It's like kind of going back to the same thing. It's like, oh, the resistance against the Empire, or the First Order again. And it's like, okay, we've been doing this.
We want to see something different. I think this is exciting.
Films.
I think
so I don't know. I'm excited in the sense of where the story is going between Kylo and Rey, and like what's this connection, what's gonna happen with the Force, all this thing. But at the same time, like it's kind of almost the same thing again with the other stuff. I don't know. I guess there has to be conflict.
I think that they're taking it in a different direction, and I think it opens it up for a lot of newer fans, even though the more
that is true
older fans or the more, I guess, loyal fans are upset about it. But it's exciting, it's different, and maybe if there was an opportunity to make a film about Luke right after Return of the Jedi, what was it?
Return of the Jedi?
No, what was the last of the 3?
Return of the Jedi.
Exactly. Whoa, calm down, don't bump my head. Like, I'm not a fangirl like that, but yeah, I do enjoy the films.
You saw them before me. Yeah.
Whatever. The point is, if they were able to make a film right after the Return of the Jedi with Mark Hamill, I think fans would have probably taken this film a little bit more lighter. They wouldn't have been so critical of how Mark Hamill was portrayed in this film. Like, how is he weak now when he was so powerful? But anyways,
but that's what happens.
I just needed to throw it.
I just needed to throw that in.
Happens. And yeah. Oh, but right now, anything else you have to say?
No. Go see the film. Decide for yourself. I thought it was a really good film. Yeah, I had problems with it, but I thought it was actually pretty good. It made me interested and discuss things.
Yeah, it's great for
discussion. So that's saying something.
It's great for discussion. You know? Definitely go see the film. I wish there would have been more story to it, a little bit more backstory for Snoke's character. Because they just kill him out.
So I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, they killed him. That was actually interesting.
You know, as far as Admiral Holdo, I was so interested in her character, even though they didn't really go too deep into it.
I love her character. Laura Dern was good too.
Laura Dern was good. I decided to take out the book Leia by Claudia Gray and find out a little bit about Admiral Holdo and Leia. The book starts off when she's 16 years old and she's, I guess, being recognized as a princess. So it's fun. I think that's going to be a fun read.
Yeah, hopefully we could review it whenever we get to Wrinkle in Time as well.
Wrinkle in Time.
You know, yeah, it would be cool to review this. I want to read this too, actually. Yes, and I also want to read Bloodline, which I have to get to. It's a lot of books. But yes, so yeah, go see the film. I really liked it. I don't know, Christy. I thought it was actually a pretty good film.
I thought it was fun. It was cool.
I thought it was good.
Go see it, especially if you're not even like you're into Star Wars films and you like it and you just like it. It's good to see it on the big screen because it stands out a lot more.
Make up your own mind on how you see it. You don't like it, you don't like it. You like it, you like it. You love it, you love it. You hate it, you hate it. Whatever. Like, it's like everybody in the fandom is like, everybody's just blowing up and hating on people. It's like I said, go outside, get a life. I don't know. Or you have a life or I don't know, just breathe. Breathe.
It's okay.
Breathe. It's okay. I don't know. It's just weird.
And there's going to be some exciting characters that pop up in the film.
Yeah.
Did you want to take
Oh, Yoda? Yeah, Yoda was cool. I liked it. I liked that scene. Yeah, it's fan service, but I liked it.
What?
It was weird how he was acting kind of crazy though. He was kind of
Yoda. Come on now. Yoda's
yeah,
crazy.
but he was more like calmer after he showed who he was. In
No,
Empire.
I think it worked.
Okay. I guess. I guess he was just trying to amuse him. I don't know.
I
liked it.
He
I
came
liked
back
it.
as a force. What kind of?
Force Ghost.
Force Ghost.
Which is what Luke becomes in the end, right?
Right. He becomes a Force Ghost.
I'm fine with how he dies.
Everybody's expecting him to come back as a Force Ghost in the next episode, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with how he dies. With the projection, the fight, and everything. I'm actually cool with that.
We're not done with this review. Like, there's so much more happening in this film. You gotta
I'm like, yeah, he was a projection who wasn't really there. There wasn't like this big fight. But I like that he's gonna be nagging like Kylo Ren, like, hey man, kid, I'm gonna be here with you. Like, be his butt into the light side.
Right?
That's why they're gonna be bothering him like that. That's just gonna be funny though.
Anyways,
that was funny.
I mean, yeah.
And I like the ending with him and the twin sons and like kind of like the binary sunset with the music. I thought it was beautiful. I don't know. I was fine with it. Maybe because I'm not a big Luke fan, I guess. I could see where people have problems, but you know what? I was fine.
I was fine too.
Yeah. So yeah, go see the movie.
Go see the movie.
Go see The Last Jedi. I can't sing.
That was pretty good though.
That was actually pretty good.
You usually sound horrible, but that was pretty good.
Okay.
I'll give you some
Anyways, bye.
Bye.